Hello again and welcome to your German course. Now let's continue.
Lektion 57. Zeitadverbien. Adverbs of time tell us at what time, for how long, or how often something happens. You are probably already using these adverbs in your sentences. Let's look at a few examples. Er arbeitet gern sonntags. Heute möchte ich Tee trinken. And here's another one. Manchmal habe ich Kopfschmerzen. Die Zeitadverbien beantworten 3 Fragen. The adverbs of time answer 3 questions. Wann, wie lange, und wie oft. When you're talking about the question when, that means something is taking place at a particular time. Here are a few adverbs that originate from weekdays and different times of the day. Adverbs are written with small letters, and in this case, you would just add an S to make an adverb out of a weekday or time of the day. Montags, Dienstags, Mittwochs, Donnerstags, Freitags, Samstags, und Sonntags. These are not the plural forms of the weekdays. They are the adverbs. Similarly, morgens, vormittags, mittags, nachmittags, abends, nachts. Let's see how we could use them. Montags beginnt der Unterricht 15 Uhr. We are not talking about a particular Monday, but we are talking about every Monday. In this sentence, you could also use some other weekday. Let's look at the next example. Abends gehen wir alle spazieren. Now we are not talking about a particular evening, but about every evening. You can make similar sentences with other times of the day. The next group of adverbs are divided into 3 groups: Vergangenheit, Gegenwart, und Zukunft, past, present, and future. When you're talking about something that has already happened, you could use vorgestern, gestern, früher, oder damals. For something that is taking place today or right now, you could use heute, jetzt, nun, gerade, sofort, oder heutzutage. For something that will take place in the future, you would use morgen, übermorgen, bald, oder später. Let's look at an example for each one of them. Gestern hat es bei uns geregnet. Instead of gestern, you could also use vorgestern. And here's the next one. Früher habe ich kein Gemüse gegessen. Damals would be used with a context. For example, früher habe ich kein Gemüse gegessen. Damals war ich ein kleiner Junge. Now let's look at Zeitadverbien in der Gegenwart. Heute kocht mein Mann. Let's look at the next one. Ich muss jetzt gehen. You have probably already noticed that in the previous sentences, the adverbs of time were normally at the first position in the sentence. In this case, after the verb. Well, you could place them before the verb or after the verb. Here I could also say, jetzt muss ich gehen. Let's look at the next one. Sie telefoniert gerade. Here also you could also say, gerade telefoniert sie. Let's look at the next sentence. Ich bin sofort eingeschlafen. And here's the next one. Heutzutage ist es sehr warm. Let's move on to the next one. Sie muss morgens verreisen. The morgen here is not the same as morgens. In this sentence, you can easily replace morgen with übermorgen. Moving on to the next one. Sie bekommt bald ein Baby. And here's the next one. Soll ich dich später anrufen? Some adverbs can also be categorized when you're talking about Reihenfolge or sequence. You can use this especially when you're talking about a procedure. When talking about something in the past, you would use vorher or zuerst. When talking about something taking place later, you would use dann, danach, or später. And here are a few examples. Warum hast du nicht vorher gesagt? Zuerst sollst du lesen und dann übersetzen. And the next example. Danach gehen wir einkaufen und später essen wir Eis. Zeitadverbien also answer the question wie lange. Let's look at a few examples. Mir gefiel schon immer ihr strahlendes Lächeln. Gefiel is the Präteritum form for the verb gefallen. You will be learning the Präteritum forms in Art 2. Here's the next example. Ich habe lange darauf gewartet, meine Tochter wiederzusehen. Right now we will learn just 2 of such adverbs. The others you will be learning later. Another set of adverbs answers the question wie oft. How often? Let's look at them. To remember them easily, these adverbs are put on a scale, which shows the frequency from 0 to 100%. Immer is always, and nie is never. Then we have fast immer, meistens, oft oder häufig, manchmal oder ab und zu, selten, fast nie oder nie. And here are a few examples. Kommt immer zu spät. The next one. Diese Zeit bin ich meistens schon im Bett. Let's look at the next one. Hat uns oft besucht. You could also say, hat uns häufig besucht. Here's the next one. Macht manchmal viele Fehler. Let's look at the next sentence. Ich liebe meine Arbeit, aber ab und zu brauche ich eine Pause. Here's the next sentence. Sie kommt sehr selten aus dem Haus. And the last one. Ich habe ihn nie gesehen. Now try to make your own sentences with the adverbs that you have just learned.
To practice what you have learned today, you can download a free worksheet from our Patreon page. You can also support our work on Patreon, Ko-fi, directly through PayPal, by becoming a YouTube member, or at buymeacoffee.com, and gain access to over 100 extra vocabulary and grammar-related documents, exercises, and language exams. You can find these options in the description below. Thank you. See you soon in the next lesson. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen.